What's up, YouTube? It's Rochelle Tannen. It's June 29th, 2022. It's 7:46 on the East Coast, and I am reading my comments about the video about the McDonald's food and all that stuff. I just recorded a video because I saw one comment, but now I'm in my comment thread, and I'm reading, "This lady is crazy," just like the lady in the video. Yeah, you know what, Mr. J? As Kanye West wrote in his book, crazy is another word for exceptional. And as Richard Pryor said, that nigga's crazy. She's so crazy. So fucking what? No, what's crazy is he couldn't afford 4 Happy Meals. That's crazy. That's crazy. And yeah, maybe she shouldn't have a gang of kids with absent fathers, but maybe he should make a woman with a baby with a woman that has other kids and absent fathers, because technically he's an absent father. I know you niggas don't want to hear that you need to be more responsible. I understand that, and you can call me crazy all you want, but again, that's another word for exceptional. And I recorded a video beforehand, and I still might post it. And Henry Lake, first of all, you're definitely wrong. And the only trifling person was the baby mama. Wrong. He slept with her. So it makes him just as trifling. And what I said about the groceries is 100% accurate. You niggas are always talking about back in the day in our mother's generation and our grandmother's generation. I always keep in mind a lot of you were raised by your grandmothers. That was actually the video I just did about the comment, but I couldn't remember it verbatim, and I didn't want to I rewatched the video, and I didn't want to say something inaccurate to the male in response, the one who posted the comment. So I went through my comment thread, and looking at these comments from you men. The Hood Haitian was the one I was making a comment video response to. But for all you men in my comment thread, I don't care if you don't like it. So what? Everything I'm saying is true. Absolutely true. You men seem to think it's okay for you to be absentee fathers or part-time fathers and then give it to the women crazy. But it's not okay. And me and the woman in that video, we're nothing alike, believe me. Because like I said, had that been me, I would have been asking where the money was or where the groceries were. See, a lot of you men don't like hearing from us women that have fathers. Y'all don't like that shit. Because we have something to compare you to. Y'all give these women a lot of grief about absent fathers and all this other stuff. Who do you think the absent fathers are? What, do you think that shit works one way? I'm 41 years old, and since I was in my 20s, most men, black men, have kids running around everywhere. And it's always the woman's fault. Always the woman's fault. Listen, when he got with that woman, I'm quite sure she cooked for him. When you're in the honeymoon period, when you're dealing with a person, I'm quite sure he ate off those food stamps. Like a lot of you niggas eat off these women's food stamps. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? A lot of you niggas love buying food stamps. You have food stamps. You love them. I'm sure that Negro ate off those kids' food stamps. She said to him, you know I don't get my stamps, so I think she said the 11th. What kind of man will eat off a woman with kids' food stamps and can't bring her a bag of groceries? As much as you niggas flex in 2022, are you crazy? Y'all the first to flex on your Instagram. I don't gram. I don't do any of that nonsense. I don't need the attention a lot of you people, a lot of people out here need. I need a forum to speak. I don't get into that, but I've seen the pictures, and I know people. I was on the bus earlier today, and a young lady was talking about how she posts on Instagram every 5 minutes. A lot of you do, and for a lot of you men, you post with your money, where you're eating, where you're going, all this stuff. But you have children out here, and you're not providing for them every day. You're not. And that goes to being a good father. As far as the Hood Haitian saying I can't compare your generation to my father's generation, didn't Kevin Samuels just get done doing that with black women? The few videos I watched of him, He said things to the effect of the women of prior generations, that means they're more successful than the women of this generation. The women of yesteryear, this and that. So it's okay for you guys to compare us to our grandmother's generation or mothers, but no one can compare you to the men of yesteryear. Your father helps mold who you are. And for all the memes and things I've seen online about fathers and all this stuff, it wouldn't have killed him to spend $20 and let her know he wasn't doing it again because they're not his kids. Okay, fine. But if he's bringing that kid McDonald's every day and is causing conflict amongst her other kids, she does have to consider her other kids. She absolutely has to consider her other kids. And then again, that could have all been avoided if he would have bought a bag of groceries. It could have all been avoided if he bought a bag of groceries. Now, I deal with a lot of people in my everyday, and I hear a lot of you men on the street always victimizing yourself and making it the woman's fault and all this other nonsense and head games you all try to play. But the proof is in the pudding. And no, a fast food burger isn't going to fill up a little growing boy. No, it's not. And as his father, he has an absolute responsibility to bring his kids some food. If he would have bought a bag of groceries and she split it up amongst those kids, it's none of his business. As I said, I'm sure he ate off her food stamps. I'm sure he ate off that woman's food stamps. You may have a lot of nerve. You may have a lot of nerve. I'll be crazy. I'll be all of that stuff. But at the end of it all, he could have bought her a bag of groceries. That woman say she might have been trifling. She might have been this and that and the other. But she has to feed those kids every day. She has to make sure they have a roof over their head. And her situation with the other fathers, I don't know what they are. If they help her, you all don't either. And if they don't, they ain't shit either. Because in some respects, it ain't even about her. It's about making sure your kid is straight. Since we're in these modern times. Speaking of modern, isn't that what Kevin Samuel said about us women? We're modern women. Well, that was a modern man. If I ever saw one. Very modern. You get fucking Mickey D's and act like you like you doing something big for your kid. And bring by a burger every day. And I said in the video, the mother was trifling too for different reasons. You men hear what you want to hear. And I will compare you to the men of yesteryear. Because if your expectation is for this generation, the last few generations, to mimic our mother, why and pick up things from older women and other women, why can't we expect the same of you? It's high time some of y'all grew the fuck up. To me, that shit was childish. He could have bought a bag of food. Or waited till another time to bring the food. And again, a burger isn't going to fill up a kid, depending on his age, for the rest of the night. I said both of them were trifling, and y'all, I guess y'all didn't hear that. But that's fine. But I will compare you. Because some of the older men that was my father's age, they're still walking around. And they can't tell you anything either. And there's some of us that believe in preserving those traditions that you all just love to meme. And make videos and be image consultants and all this other stuff, giving all this advice. Matter of fact, Kevin Samuels did 1.5 million subscribers, and that Negro didn't even come. He didn't even have his father there. Who the fuck are you to talk? I have my father there, and I get told I can't compare and all this other stuff, so he can't. This is the hypocrisy at its best. This is hypocrisy at its best. You men are a trip. And he's a sucker nigga for not buying them other kids some McDonald's. How about that? Especially if he brings it every day. He should have been handing her $30, $40 to go get his son some food. To make sure it lasts for a few days, not just that night. Instead of going, and once he drops the food off, skate about his business. And sister, I posted in my comment thread, she was mad about the way she threw out that food. Looking back on it, when I watched the video, you know what? Who cares? I understand she could have repurposed it and made it another meal, but I understand why she threw that food. Nigga, you don't buy no groceries. You supposed to be helping me out, bringing a fucking burger. Fuck you and your burger. See, I told you in a prior video, some ratchet shit, I like shit. Fuck your burger. Go get me some fucking groceries. Meatloaf, yeah, he should have been buying some ingredients for that and a side too, sister. No, so I'm glad she threw that shit. You supposed to be helping out. You're not helping. You're hurting. You're making my other kids. You're causing conflict with my other kids. Or if the other kids have to eat Franks and beans and he's sitting there eating McDonald's, that causes conflicts amongst little kids. You Negroes just don't get it. You would only call the woman trifling, like I'm crazy, like I'm not living in 2022 as well. You niggas are a trip. And for the ones saying I'm crazy about the mother only being trifling, you're just mad because someone's putting it in terms that you can understand, because he's just as trifling. He's not a good dad. And I said it. So what? A lot of men out here are not good dads. You think just because you give your kids time when you can, when you're around them, you got to make sure you take pictures so you can post that on Instagram to show how good of a father you are. Meanwhile, most of you couldn't come home to your kids if you wanted to because you got so many baby mamas. It seems to me, again, this is hypocrisy at its best. But I do thank you for watching, no matter what your opinion is, as long as you watched. And I thank you for commenting. And this is Rochelle Tannen, and I'm out.